Hello everyone, welcome back to another Taekook love story thing. Always because he knew that people who came in at night were not in mood for a small conversation. They were all desperate for assistance as soon as possible. But as a doctor, he knew he didn't have much of a choice. He has been a surgeon for a long time, but now and then he loves attending general emergencies if has time. Today was no different from most days. He didn't have major emergencies. He had prestige from a hand who had a minor accident with a crop machine remove a speaker from a little boy's foot. The mother, no exception to the rule. She was asking all kind of questions about everything and nothing related to the boy's injury. How old was them? If he is single, when he will settle down, and if she should help him meeting someone compatible. Tiang is used to this kind of questions, so he is always ready with the answer that dismissed all the questions. Thank you for your concern, but I'm already so busy with my job. It requires me to be fictional. So I don't think I would be fair to anyone for them to have a deal with my absence all the time, is what he always said as a response so much question. Because before they left, the boy promised never to slide on the wood floor. Dr. Thing, the director is looking for you. He said you should come to the operating room immediately. Okay, but why? You look so panicked. Have you not heard? Apparently there was a single passenger plane crash not too long ago. The pilot died, but the passenger is all barely holding on the life. I think that's the man the director wants you to attend. He is really in a bad shape. I doubt he will leave. Well, that's not for us to decide now, is it? If you will excuse me, Theon quickly left the room, running towards the emergency on arrival. The first thing Theon noticed was that there was very few people inside operation room, and what is normally required during a major surgery. The second thing was that the director seems to be one leading the surgery. He is an exceptional surgeon, but was already in treatment not because he lacks skill, but because he no longer wished to do it. All these factors made it clear to them that was something mysterious about the man lying on the operating table that brought the director out of retirement. The only exception he got when he got there was only explanation he got major head injury and minor burns on the external as the surgeon was able to see what the director meant by major head injury. The leg in the back of the man's head was nothing but a gaping hole, blood everywhere, and they cleaned blood around the wound made the injury look worse than actually was. The other injuries were also quickly tended with skin grafting on both arms and on the lower part of the leg. It was the team work to successfully complete the surgery. After they had done, the nurse and supporting team were dismissed, but Thing was asked to study behind Mr. King. I know you probably have a lot of questions about who the man is and why things were done this way. I would rather you don't ask anything related to this man unless it's to his healing. Also, you and I are the only doctor authorized to deal with him. Nobody should be drawn from him without my prior knowledge. Why me? There is so many other doctors in the hospital who are more qualified than me to deal with this kind of situation because you are not a busy body and you are here to get your job done and not partake in the gossiping that takes place here. Also, because you need the money that comes with doing what I am asking you to do. If I may, I have a couple of questions that will help me decide if this is something I want to get myself involved in. May I ask them? You can, and if I can answer them, I will. Is this guy a criminal or associated with a criminal activity? I don't know. Will helping you or him? The money is for both. What I mean is that this person doesn't exist on our system and was never here. Everyone who helped with the surgery is under this impression that he was transferred to another hospital. Only you and I know the truth. I don't think it's fair to say you and I know the truth. Between you and me, you are the only one who knows what's going on. I am sure that I am comfortable with the whole situation, but I am a doctor and I am committed to my patients. I will see to his healing and medical need while he is under my care, and anything more than that I cannot promise you. I wouldn't talk about him anyway because the doctor-patient policy. I don't want to be paid anything more than normal. You can keep the money then or donate it to the hospital. If I see even a cent more than you want what to do to me, I will be greatly disappointed in you. Okay, Dr. Kim, I understand. You may take your leave before you go. Here is a tag to open this room if you need to go in without me. I will look after him during the day and attend it all his needs, and you can do the night for now until his life is no longer hanging in the balance. You and I are the only people who will be in charge of the case, so I will be working the night shift every day until he regains consciousness. No, until he is fully healed. Or after a short pause, he left. Who was this man? What did he get himself into, and why were all the secrets? See, his only hope was that whoever the man was would quickly recover and leave so that Taeyoung's life could go back to normal. Unfortunately for Taeyong, the night shift started the same night as the surgery. He wasn't allowed to walk out of the room or go to his office until morning when the director returned. Nothing eventful happened that night. He tracked on mysterious men's visuals and gave him pain medicines as well all through the night. Now and then and would doze off but couldn't really hide a comfortable position to sleep. As soon as he fell asleep, he would jerk away from. He couldn't wait for the morning to come. It's not because he was used to working at night. It was due to the circumstances of this particular patient, the mysterious, the conditions under which he was doing something he loves or were just too tiring and bothersome. Finally, morning came and a predictive doctor had arrived not even a second late to nothing much had said between the two, just doctor's life. He was on his way home. He needed to rest, he needed to sort through all the thoughts that were racing in his mind. Can he really do this? From this experience with head injuries, he could be stuck with this patient for months. He knew he was too late. Most of afternoon Tim spent it looking through articles after article, trying to find out anything he can about the mysterious man at the hospital other than a very vague article about the pilot who died and some information about there was nothing about the passenger on the board. It didn't even seem like people knew that he was on the same flight as the pilot. One article even called it a particular practice flight that was wrong. Tim was starting to feel extremely uncomfortable about the idea of giving all his energy to something that might end up being unsafe or a criminal. The more he thought about the conversation he had with the doctor, the more curious he got about the mysterious man. Some things were very clear to him. The man took very good care of himself. His skin was fair and his muscles were not bulky but toned and defined. His nails well kept and that was visible even though through the hands were dirty and bloody from the accident. He remembered these minor details about because he did look at the man's hand to see if he had any ring marks on his fingers. He did this just to be sure that they were not keeping her husband away from the family by hiding him in the hospital. He didn't have any motive at all. As sunset came, he knew he needed to get himself ready to get to the hospital. When he get to the hospital, he followed the director protocol, used in the back door, sanitized his body and changed into scrubs and headed to the upper level of the hospital without greeting anyone or talking to anyone. On his way in, he arrived 5 minutes early and found the director on the call with someone in the hallway. He didn't make out most of the conversation because the director was whispering and was creating some distance between the two of them. Tim could take a hint, so instead of trying to listen to the call, he just walked into the hospital room. He was surprised to find a lady sitting next to the bed, and as soon as he walked in, she stood up and walked towards him as if she was going to stop him from entering. She stopped very close to him and in a low voice thanked him for his work and excuse. Tim didn't know what to make of that awkward interaction. He also remembered the director clearly said that there wouldn't be other people who are aware of the man's presence in the hospital. His confusion made him just stand there trying to figure out what was going on. He was already startled by the director when he opened the door to step back in. Hi, Dr. Kim, why are you just standing guard at the door? Is something matter? Good evening, director. Who is that lady that was just here a moment ago? I don't know. All I know is that she was in the ambulance when this guy was brought here. She is also the one who had the hospital signed as form, and she is the one who is settled the hospital bills too. I don't think she is his wife or girlfriend. Let me get things straight. So this man is here because that lady is protecting him or hiding him. In this meantime, no one else must know about his presence, correct? You don't know anything about this man, but you easily give me surety that he is not criminal. How did you know that fact? May I ask? She told me all I need to know. I need to stop working soon, Mr. Kim, and an opportunity presented itself and I took it. We are not committing any crime here. As you can see, it's a patient who needs our care. Why are you suddenly expressing? I just don't have a good feeling about the man. I feel like he is nothing but trouble. No innocent man is surrounded by so much mystery. I understand what you are saying, but I feel different about him. I think he is a good man who has to be hidden because he is rather vulnerable still right now. Just think of it as an extreme form of doctor-patient privacy. Anyway, I need to head out now. Nothing eventful happened, so I don't any emergencies. Before Tian could say anything else, the doctor had left. Tian just stood next to the bed, looking at the man lying in the bed in front of him. Is it true that he is vulnerable, and is it if he had enemies, it wouldn't be easy to end him. All it would take to kill him would be the unplug any tube or cord, and he would definitely die. But who would want to cause him? His face looked even more bruised than it was yesterday. Tian knew it was going to take a while for the swelling to go down enough to be able to see his facial structure. Tian finally stopped his mind from wandering and sat down. Today he brought a book to read. Since his cell phone was not allowed in the room, he also brought a pillow for his back. Not long after he sat down and the room was filled with beeping sounds, and the machine secretly pushed his button that would alert the doctor. He started assessing all the possible reasons why this might be happening. He checked one tube after another and finally found that the oxygen machine was unplugged. The director ran in. Dr. Kim, what happened? The oxygen machine was unplugged by whom? Well, I didn't do it. I am guessing you didn't do it. So that only leaves your so-called earlier treatment plan. What do you mean? Why would she want to tamper with the oxygen machine that would kill him? The answer is simple. I don't think she is here to check his progress. I think she was here to halt the progress. Why would she want to do that after going so far to find him in best care and protection? I don't know. I don't even know who is he. All I can say is that he is no longer safe here. She was acting rather strange when I walked in here, but I didn't think it was because she just attempted murder on this man. So what should we do? She is in the one calling the shots. We can't do anything we want with him. I couldn't have foreseen this. I took her at her word. I am as shocked as you were. She looked like a trustworthy old lady. Now, what would we do? Let me think. Passed up down in the room, and the director just stood in one spot looking rather anxious. I have an idea, director. I think it's time to cash in on that retirement plan. If that lady wants this man dead, then dead he shall be. What? Have you lost your mind? Since when did saving lives become with killing people? I would rather go to the police than becoming a murderer. No, let me finish. No one is talking about literally killing him. Did that lady know the details between me and you about the man's case? No, she doesn't. All she knows is that I have picked the best of the best to provide care for him. I didn't tell her the identities of the people I selected either. Wow, director, by best of best you meant you and me. Your greed knows no boundaries. I can see how splitting your spoil with some people would have seen as a but if you were honest with each other, this man needs more than just team up to help him recover well. I hope this man's sake moving forward you will start acting like a doctor and not a money hunger soon gone. I know, Dr. Kim, but right now that's not the problem. Please tell me, what is your plan? Do you think that could work? What do we do when she wants to collect his body? She would be the cause of the death. I doubt she will be concerned about his body. Just call her, inform her that we suspect that he is dead from the lack of oxygen. Make sure she knows that we realize it was because of someone with oxygen tampering with his oxygen machine. Also tell her that the hospital wouldn't be investing any further because this patient doesn't exist on our records. This will give her false security. And what do we do with him? You know, the Faraj hiding is in plain sight. That's what we are going to do with this man. We are going to move him from this floor to and onto the general intensive care unit. No one mysterious around him. We will give him a name and a story to go with his injuries. He will become just like a normal patient, just that we care for here, and anyone will have access to him. No one more limitations on protocol to be continued. Everyone, what do you think? What is that mysterious guy is, and what is gonna happen in future? We will get to know all this in the next episode. Hope you will enjoy this story. Bye bye. Love you. Bye.